Hey guys, thanks for watching. I want to do a follow-up video to a video I did previously that had a few people questioning what I was saying. The video I was talking about was, it was called Ruger Precision Road to Accuracy Video 2. I had a few people say what I was talking about was backwards. I guess the controversial thing was, what I was saying was that the farther you seat the bullet and the closer you get to the lance, the higher the pressure is going to be. And I just wanted to clear myself up a little bit. And if anybody had any questions or anybody had any comments about what I was talking about, instead of going in, pulling the video and re-editing it, reposting it, then I'm going to lose all your comments. What I'm going to do is post this video, and then if you guys have any questions, I can just send you guys to this video and hopefully answer any questions. What we were talking about in the video was coming up with the optimal charge weight for the Ruger Precision. We actually made a case overall length gauge that we could put inside of the chamber to measure the bullet to the lands, and I'm not sure what the exact numbers were, but what we did was started 5 thousandths off or 10 thousandths off the lance, and that was the optimal case overall length that we were going to use. And then from there we were going to do the load workup. What I said was it didn't make sense to do the load workup, find a powder that shoots well in your rifle, and then start messing with the seating length, because it could throw your accurate powder that you just came up with. It may change the outcome or the accuracy of that bullet itself. So instead of doing that, what I said was measure the overall length, find the lands, start 5 or 10 thousandths off the lands, then do your load workup. And the reason for that is because you could come up with optimal powder that shoots well in the rifle, and then extend the bullet out and then start to see high pressures. And I had a few people say that that was backwards. Compressing or seating the bullet in farther to the case is going to create higher pressures. And maybe you guys are right, maybe I'm right, I don't know. Depends where you look at it. So I just wanted to clear myself up. If you guys had any questions, you can come look at this video. What I did was I drew a little diagram here. What we were talking about in the video was doing load workup. So we're going to start at a low and work our way to the high. The problem with starting low, you start to get, what I did was I drew brass here. Here's the end of the brass. Here's the bullet sitting inside of the brass. Here's a charge weight. Once the bullet lays flat or lays parallel, the powder is going to lay on an angle inside of that brass. The explosion is still going to come off. Here's the primer. The powder is laying here, and here's the base of the bullet, and here's the neck of the case. What I did was just come up with a random number, say 2.778. That's what this powder is going to look like inside of that brass. What I did was I generalized when I did this. There's going to be a lot of people watching this video. Not everybody can find the optimal charge weight for a 6.5 or an optimal powder for a 6.5 Creedmoor. Some people may use H4350, which is obviously the most popular. Some people may use 4895. Some people may use 4227. And all those powders are size different. They have all different burn rate, and a lot of people get creative, especially when you can't find powder. So this is kind of generalizing. This is a good rule of thumb. At least I thought so. Whether you're at a middle charge weight, say this would be 75% of your case, and where our bullet seating here is at 2.778. If we move this bullet out to 2.800, the powder is going to have more room to lay flat. Hopefully you guys can see that there. The powder is going to have more room to lay flat. Down here we're at 2.815. I don't know what your charge weight's going to be. I'm not saying you guys are running max or running a hot load. So this could be middle ground. This could be on the lower end. All rifles are going to shoot different. All rifle charges are going to be different. Some people are going to go with a low node. Some people are going to go with a high node for more speed. So this is just generalizing. Down here we're at 2.815. Our case overall length. We're pushing this out. We're still off the lands. Now the powder is starting to lay flat. The primer's sitting back here. What happens is the primer has enough ignition to push the bullet out of the case. The case could get stuck in the barrel. The explosion from the primer is going to go right over the top of the powder, push the bullet into the chamber or into the lance, get it jammed, and this whole thing is going to catch on fire. This powder will eventually burn, and it's going to be a second boost, a second explosion. Now you block the barrel off, you're going to have more than high pressure to worry about. You could have basically your stock blow up. So that is not good. That's a good rule of thumb, and that's why you see people using case volume instead of just charge weights, because the powder is different. The diameter of the bullet is different. Some are long little logs, some are round flakes. You'll see this happen a lot loading subsonic ammo. I load subsonic 308 ammo. I couldn't find any Trail Boss, so I was using Tight Group. Tight Group is a fast burning pistol powder. That fast burning pistol powder only filled up 25% of the case. So when I did lay it flat, this was an issue. And and it would be way lower than this. This would be down here if I was using Tight Group. So this could be a reasonable rifle powder. A lot of powders made for different stuff. Down here you have a compressed load. This is basically what you want. The primer's gonna explode. It's gonna ignite this powder evenly, and it's all gonna explode at once, and it's gonna direct the explosion down the neck of the barrel and it's gonna hit the bullet. The bullet's gonna fly out the barrel no problem, and it's gonna direct that pressure into the chamber in the throat area of the barrel in the action. And that's the piece of rifle that's built for the explosion. Once you start getting up here, say this here, even this will explode. This will probably explode. I doubt this will. Maybe 2 out of 10 won't explode, but that's something to look for. Up here, this here will explode just fine. The bullet will go out the chamber just fine. The problem is that the explosion is going to happen here instead of directing the explosion out the neck where you want it to explode. Brass is soft, so if this explosion happened here, obviously this area here is the weakest length. This is where the explosion is going to affect the brass and could blow this shoulder out and you could have some major problems. So this is all stuff to look at. And up here I have this here is say a cast bullet, or say you're loading subsonic ammo, or say you're using the wrong powder, but it's all you have. The cowboy guys, the cast bullet guys, their powder only filled half the case. So what they did was they filled it with a fiber, or with like a teddy bear stuffing, and they fill it in behind there. And what that does is it packs the powder down evenly, so when the primer ignites, it ignites the powder evenly. This fiber is going to take up the extra air that's inside of here, and you're still going to have a clean push of the bullet out of the neck, and it's going to direct it down the barrel and into the safe area. The safe area is obviously the barrel, and you'll see this happen even on Remington 700s. They have like a little drill hole on the side of the receiver, and it's like a blow off. If something did happen, it gives the gases and the explosion a place to go. Instead of exploding the barrel in your face, it's going to direct the explosion out that little hole. So it's just a safety measure. So I just wanted to talk about this here. You guys may be right if you're talking a compressed load like this, and if you seat the bullet out farther, you may have less pressures. I don't know. But me personally, speaking from my own experience, I've done load development, say on a 308, and like I said, I did the optimal charge weight. I worked in 0.5 increments until I got up to load that shot well out of my rifle. Then I went home, I started messing with seating lengths, and that optimal charge weight that I was using, after I moved the seating length out, I started to see flattened primers and sticky bolt handles. So I don't know who's right, but I just wanted to explain this to you guys. If you guys have any questions, I could just ask or whatever. You guys don't seem to have a problem doing that, so not having any hard feelings about this. You guys may be right, I may be right. Maybe we're just looking at it from different points of view, or maybe I just didn't explain myself well enough. But I just wanted to do a follow-up video here, and hopefully it answers some questions. Thanks for watching.